end of county maintenance.
Like the ones up there.
Caution, this is a video log. It has dialogue. For the purist, nature videos go to my playlist, pick one that matches your mood, and does not mention vlogs or dialogue. It is Friday, February 26th, about 2 p.m. Thor and I took off of work about 10 o'clock this morning, and we headed up to Potomac Forest to do some first come, first serve camping. And when we got really close, there was a sign that said, end of county maintenance. The county pushed the snow and the gravel and everything, all the debris from plowing the road up to there, and just left it in the middle of the road. So we weren't able to make it any farther. You can tell, but it's 8 or 10 inches high, which is a little bit high for the camper's clearance. We are going to turn around. Hopefully in that driveway right there. We turned around and then we headed over here to Savage River Campground. And this is also first come, first serve. It's $10 per night. There's some really nice spaces down here. Good morning. It is Saturday, February 28th, 2026. It is about 7:30 in the morning. We are at the New Germany Lake in the New Germany Campground State Park in Maryland. There were some geese here this morning. We woke them up when we plodded in. We started filming the sunrise this morning at the New Germany Lake up at the lake house. It's a very clear morning. I think we're going to put the GoPro on the selfie stick and hike our way out of here. This is Thor and I's camping area. You can see we're using the Starlink and the generator. Have Starlink on the minimum $5 a month. I am able to send some texts, check some emails, check the weather. Nothing more significant than that. And we have the Savage River here. There was a devastating flood in the spring of 2025, and it just wiped out a lot of stuff. There was a lot of property damage. Luckily, nobody was injured. This particular spot is one of favorites of Lucille and I. Looks like the water just kind of came right up to them. And then all of this has been rearranged. There's a lot of gravel that got washed down, like big rock gravel. Thor drinking out of the river again without falling in. Good boy.
Leave that piece to the tree. That tree still needs to grow a bit more. But you get these long pieces hanging off like that, and if you move it and it's basically going like that, or the wind is moving it, that piece can come off, and you can just peel those right off. Roughly about a pound of bark makes about a gallon or so, roughly. So it doesn't take much to get a pound of bark. So you locate your tree. So the first thing that we have to do is heat it up. Yep, it opens the pores. That way when we boil it, it's going to pull all of that out of there, pull the flavor.
No sap is coming out.
No sap's coming out. So we're simply just getting the hickory flavor to it. You know, whereas when you're making like your maple syrup and stuff, that's the tree's sugar.
Yeah.
This bark doesn't have any sugar to it, so that's why we have to add the sugar. All right? All right, so we have 4 cups. So then we're going to take our sugar. Now, you can use any sugar. I like using pure cane sugar just because it seems to have a different consistency to it, and it melts down a little cleaner. Stir that all up. and we would put it back on boiling, kind of boil. So you don't really want it to be boiling once the sugar's in there, because you're going to end up burning it. But you want it to be kind of like a rolling, maybe just under boiling, basically. And you want to keep stirring it. Now, the longer you cook it, the darker it's going to get, and of course, the thicker it's going to get. The bark that's going to come off is stuff like this. But as the tree gets older and bigger, you're going to get those big, long pieces that'll come off. They'll come off almost in a shelf. They'll come off like this. Kind of like the ones up there. Now,
you can see here how the bark is peeling away. This is a shaggy bark hickory. She said you can pull this bark off as long as it's just the ones that are flopping out there. You can pull these off without hurting the tree. This is a hemlock tree. And one of the things that Range and Noah taught us was that hemlocks are suffering from a disease. And there's a vaccine that they can give them, the trees, and they have to administer it every 5 years. So what happens is when they come to and they inject the tree with the vaccine, they put one of these tags on here, and it happens every 5 years. So you can just see here, this was in 2017, and then it looks like the next one was in 2024. And there's more information on there about the vaccine that was given and stuff. But they apparently come through about every 5 years and vaccinate the hemlock trees so they don't die from the disease that I can't remember the name of. Good morning. It is Sunday, March 1st, 2026. The camera is set up right over there. The sunrise is this way. We're at New Germany State Park, and this is the New Germany Lake. But most interesting, this is a payphone that works. I don't know if you can hear the dial tone, but I can. Because there's no cell service here. When you get to the campground and you have to call in and say, hey, Mom, everything's fine, you can make a call there. So the Swagger Mill used to be here. And there was a grist mill here from like the 1850s. And then in 1930, the Civilian Conservation Corps bulldozed it to make room for this parking lot for this facility they built. Here you can see the stones, the grist mill stones. That's all that's left of the old building. And then over there is the lake. There was an earthen dam here before that was used to power the mill. This finishes day 2 of trying to catch the sunrise. It was a little bit more overcast than yesterday. When you're not at the beach, it's a lot harder to catch beautiful sunrises and sunsets. Here are 2 snippets of yesterday and this morning's sunrise. This ends this episode of Wandering to Water. New vlogs come out every Wednesday. We're going to break camp and head for home. Watch to see where we've been. Subscribe to see where we're going.